Let's get ready to rumble!
Scrap that. My internet is shit as usual. Scrap that. Scrap the intro. Scrap the countdown. Scrap everything. Carl, I'm hanging on by a thread here on my internet. Your green screen's down. My How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Not bad at all. We're having some major issues here, both you and me. So that makes a change. But
And a
it's
day
game
late.
day. And a day late, but it's game day. It's week 7. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's do so. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Got Freddie HD joining us as well.
The farmer boy's the only one who's actually okay today. Hooray!
Yeah, don't count your chickens, mate, because you're in
for now. Touch
fingers
wood.
Crossed, we stay.
Yeah, touch wood.
How's your week been, guys? How's it going?
All good.
All very good, mate. It's good. We finally got the channel back up and running on Thursday evening with our very, very late prediction show. And so, yeah, it's just finally good to be back on YouTube at long last for my channel anyway. And also Sunday night watch along, going to be an absolute blast.
If I could share that screen you've put up, I would, but you know I don't know how StreamYard works. So, yeah, don't forget the live watch along play-by-play with these two Herberts. Neither of them are 49ers fans. Neither of them are Colts fans. I don't know why they bother staying up that late, apart from, look, there you go. So like and subscribe 2 Feet in Bounds, where you'll see these two Herberts talking about two teams they couldn't give a shit about. I'm going to be watching it indoors.
That's not strictly true.
It's roughly accurate, but
I will be watching it in my pajamas, so I won't be coming on. I might join the live chat, but if they start playing really well, the Niners, you never know. I might jump on my phone.
We definitely do want to see you in your gym jams on there for sure.
Nah. You don't want to see Rupert the Bear pajamas, but there you go. Yeah, so it's going to be a good week of football. There is actually some interesting games that we are obviously going to do some game picks and get into. NFL trade is almost there. The deadline is almost there. Deshaun Watson is rumored to be being traded. How can he be traded with what's going on, or what's, I don't know, looming over his head, if you like? Surely he's probably the least, as good of a player as he is, he must be the least unattractive trade that you could do, not knowing his future. Carl, what do you think?
I don't think he's the least attractive player to go in for the trade, but you are right. But the situation that he is in right now regarding of the off-field problems that he's had regarding of the law cases, or 22 of them, in fact, it's just really, really strange to me why Miami would all of a sudden, only having Tua for a year or just over a year now, that they would want to throw away basically all the hard work they've put in to try and get Tua and build around him. And then they go get Deshaun Watson. People have said that the picks that they've accumulated over the years, it'll all even itself out when Deshaun Watson gets here. If Deshaun Watson goes to Miami, which I don't think will be the case this year, would he happen in the offseason next year? There is a big possibility that could happen. But the problem is with the Dolphins, the Houston Texans would want 3 first-round picks. Or two first-round picks and a couple of high seconds in the later years. You don't have your first-round pick next year because you obviously traded that away. It's just really, really hard. Tua hasn't done anything wrong to be ousted out of Miami at all. I just don't think. I think Will Greer and Brian Flores have not given Tua the time that he needs. You've got to remember as well, when Josh Allen went to the Buffalo Bills, he was able as a massive, massive risk for the Bills. But over the years, he's gradually got better because the coaches trusted in him. The GM trusted in him. And look where he is right now. Last year, he put up borderline MVP numbers. Give Tua a chance. All I say.
The only thing I would say is you're comparing chalk and cheese with those two QBs, right?
Well, yeah.
And I watched the London game, Miami, and I know he's a lefty, but his throwing motion, his mechanics, that just didn't inspire me at all. And I could understand why someone, if these things go away for Deshaun, why somebody would want him in the building. You can't really compare Josh Allen to Tua because they're two. One's borderline MVP, and the other one is borderline keeping his job. And that's the thing. And I just don't. I mean, again, I can't compare the two, but lefties that I've seen, obviously Steve Young. You look at Steve Young compared to Tua. Just his throwing mechanics and the way he steps into throws, and he just looks awkward. I don't know if that's just me, but he looks awkward. And I honestly could see Miami getting rid of him. Maybe not now. And again, if Watson can't find, the Texans can't find a trade partner now, I could see that. I think Tua's days, unless he really improves, and I think the team overall, because I think they've been a big disappointment this year, Miami.
Well, the Dolphins currently are 1-5. They have, I would probably say this is a trap game or 50-50 type of game against the Atlanta Falcons coming up. And both one team's coming off a win coming from London. The other one is coming off a bad loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars from London. So it's going to be a case of, if the Dolphins lose this game, kiss goodbye to the playoffs.
I mean, am I wrong about Tua? I mean, I know again, and I watched some college highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback
Alabama, I think, and some of the tackling and the amount of time that QB had was ridiculous. Is it Chase Young? Is it Chase Young, Alabama?
No, anyway, Chase Young was in Alabama.
I don't. Well, I don't. As you know, I'm not.
You are right. Bama had the best O line. They had all sorts of. They had Landon Dickerson. They had Creed Humphrey. They had all those good receivers, Waddle and
their offense was basically Kansas City, but at a college level.
Yeah. So they did. He did have an easy ride of it for Alabama, but Mac Jones also had all these players as well. I mean, he didn't have Najee Harris like Tua did as well. It's another one to chuck into the mix. But
yes, he did.
Did he have?
He did have.
Harris.
Yeah,
of course. He's
in the same job.
Yeah, it's me. He's been that good for us. I keep thinking he's the second year, not a rookie.
You absolute plum. Jesus.
Yeah, he did have Harris. No, what was I thinking of? I don't know. Anyway. Moving on.
You're thinking of you maybe figure Damian Harris or someone like that.
I don't know. I'm having a Freddie moment. I've multiple of those a week. But yeah, they've both had all these fantastic players. Matt Jones has come in and looked okay so far. Tua's looked okay so far without looking particularly special. Neither of them have looked particularly special. Neither of them have looked particularly dreadful. But the thing is with the NFL is, unless you've got this superstar quarterback, you're always looking for better. And that's what it feels like with Miami. They feel like, yeah, Tua's okay.
Do you give up your entire future though? Because this is what the Dolphins are doing.
But
you
don't have a first round. The QB I was thinking of. Sorry, Bryce Young.
Oh, Bryce Young. Yeah. Sorry. That's it. Yeah,
I knew it was someone young.
That makes a lot.
Yeah. I knew it was, and I watched the 15-minute highlights on YouTube this morning against Mississippi, and I mean, 348 yards and 4 TDs. I mean, I know they've got a great team, etc., but that was Madden football. That wasn't NFL.
You do see that a lot in college, though. Unless it's two heavyweights against each other, you do see it a lot.
You do see a lot of blowouts.
I was amazed that Bryce Young. I mean, even I could have made some of the throws. He was that well protected, and it was just ridiculous. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Sorry, Freddie? So, what's your thing? Do you think that Miami are going to go in for him, or what do you think is going to happen?
Both the GM and coach are under big pressure at the minute, and that's pretty obvious. They might be doing like a Matt Nagy type thing or a Ryan Pace thing and trying to save their job by making either a big trade or go for another quarterback that might be an upgrade on Tua. But we had this discussion on Wednesday night on your show, and I obviously agree with Carl. I don't think they should replace Tua, but I can see now. I've had more time to think about it. I can see why they would make the changes they have. I see we've got a new addition into the.
I'm always going to bring on Niner fans. Ryan.
Yes, sir, Nick. What's going on?
All good, all good. Every time we see you on this show,
I'm always driving. I know. Zach, I was gonna say to you.
Karaoke.
Obviously, you've been backstage and listening. What do you think about Miami, Deshaun Watson trade? Do you think they do it now? Do you think they do it in the off season, or do you don't think they do it at all?
First of all, I'm sorry about the background noise. My daughter and my son are both watching their tablets, so I apologize for the background feed. And what was that again? I'm sorry. I didn't catch all that. I'm sorry.
Do you think Miami go in for Deshaun Watson on a trade, or do you think they wait till the off season, or can you see Watson going anywhere, bearing in mind all the stuff that's obviously hovering over his head at the moment?
What trade value does he have for him from Miami? What the Miami they'll give him?
It's going to be at least 3 first-round picks.
Ooh. 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, mate. And also as well, next year Miami don't have their first-round pick because they obviously traded that away.
For Deshaun Watson, especially after his court cases and all that stuff that's going on with him, I'd be very surprised they actually get 3 first-round picks for him. I'll be very surprised. That's why we didn't do it. For him.
The other thing as well, and I don't know if any of you know the answer to this. Let's say Team A does give up all those picks, and all of a sudden Watson is now bombed out the league, or something comes up with his court case. What happens to the picks and all that? Are they still? How does that work if he is convicted? So I've had to mute you, Ryan. Sorry. Fun show, Bob or whoever is in the background. So just come in when you can. Carl, do you know, or Freddie, do you know if Team A does go for it and they get the trade and the Texans go, yeah, we'll take it, and then he becomes a player for that team, and then he's convicted of whatever and goes to jail, for instance, not allegedly, whatever. How does that then affect the team that gave up all that capital for Deshaun Watson if he's not allowed to play and goes to jail?
I think my view on this is that if you're willing to make a trade like this, you've got some lawyers on the case who know that he is definitely not going to be convicted. Otherwise, you would never, ever, ever do it, because it just. That's why I think. Well, I don't know. It's just it's way too complicated for me. So
you've got lawyers, but there's a loophole or something, right? And he does get convicted, and he does go to jail for whatever reason, or whether it be for a month or 2. I mean, obviously Michael Vick went there for dog fighting, whatever, and he came back. But I'm just interested, and if anyone in the comments can tell us live or underneath this video, I'm really interested what would happen to the team that had traded all that stuff and then can't use it, because it's a lot to give up.
That's it. They'd have to just carry on.
Well, yeah,
you made the trade and the trade's official. That's it. You've lost those picks and you've got nothing for it.
That's ridiculous. So you can't take that gamble at this precise time.
Unless you are in a position to be a conference contender or a Super Bowl contender. If you've got the team to do it, you just need the QB. Then, if you want to trade the house, the farm to go and get Deshaun Watson, then by all means. But it will be a heavy, heavy price to pay if A, it doesn't pan out and your team's not in the right situation, or B, Deshaun Watson does get convicted. You are then left high and dry for probably the next 4 to 5 years.
I can't think of many teams that are just a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. I mean, the Steelers are probably one.
Excluding what Nick said regarding the Michael Vick situation, I don't remember any other player, any other quarterback had this sort of dark cloud hovering over them, which could relate to them going to jail. I've never heard of anything like this. So,
not since Michael Vick anyway, but that's obviously was a totally different charge.
That was a totally different thing, and everyone was still shocked and horrified of when that got released. But people will probably more like to say, well, he will still come back, and he did come back for a certain amount of time.
And as we've said before on this show, right, if that was an offensive lineman that was a really good player, he'd be bombed out the NFL for good. He'd have been gone by now. But because he's a quarterback, because he's high value, because he's box office, they want to keep him in it, and it's wrong. Whether, take him out of it. Why is he still? I know why he's still a subject, obviously, but it's not. He hasn't played, hasn't been at practice, hasn't done anything, and we're week 8, 7, week 7.
Yeah, week 7.
And he's not even been spoke of. So that's the thing I don't get in all of this. They're kind of pushing him out of the way to forget about him, but he is still there, and that. I don't know. I think the lawyers are probably making a lot of that. So the lawyers are happy, right?
It's going to be a case of when it all comes out next year, it's going to come down to if Deshaun Watson is convicted of this or he's just been set up by Cal McNair and the Houston Texans brass and all this. Because if the latter is the case, then we've already spoken about this, there is no way back for a franchise if you've just
I honestly think personally this is a stitch up because he'd already made the decision that he wanted
character assassination. That's what I was meant to say. Character assassination.
They've done everything they can to stitch his arse up, and it may Izzy was going to join the show, but it's a bit early for her, bless her, and she hasn't done her hair. So she is going to send her pics in, hopefully. When we do the pic section, she will send her pics in to me on Twitter, and I'll post them there. Other ones, Melvin Ingram apparently is on the trade block. Freddie, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about Melvin Ingram being on the trade block, but...
There's a number of names. There's a number of names
some there on it, and I always believe what I see on.
But then reading through loads of Steelers things, I haven't seen any of that. I've seen Eric Ebron and Joe Hayden's another one that I've heard rumors about, but nothing on Melvin Ingram. He is our third choice outside linebacker and hasn't been the most productive. But then
I'll just read very quickly what it says about him. Okay. The long-time Chargers veteran landed in Pittsburgh this year and has yet to hit his stride. With this inconsistent playing time, teams have begun calling the Steelers about a potential trade. It does appear that Steelers have listened and engaged. Due to the balance of his $1.075 million base salary, the team paid $2.92 in a signing bonus. Ingram isn't expensive. The Chiefs have been among those in the hunt for a pass rusher, but they did not host him for a visit.
But let's be honest, we're not going to trade Melvin Ingram to an AFC rival, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
no, I think that's nonsense. I haven't heard a thing, and I've seen I look at all sorts of Steeler related things. So until I see something murmured on a Steeler page or something, no, I just don't believe it.
Who else we got here? Andy Isabella, Cardinals wide receiver. Apparently
I forgot he existed, to be honest.
That was one of the things, I saw that from, I don't know who put it on Twitter, but, they said, yeah, let him go, new start. Because last year before, he was a really good receiver. But as you say, once you bring in D-Hop and everyone, again, forgotten man. I mean, what do you think, Cole? Do you think someone like your team would go for him?
Oh, absolutely. Andy Isabella, I pinpoint as one of the receivers to pick up when he was in the draft. When was it now? About 2-3 years ago now. And I liked what I saw out of him in college. Really, really did. I would basically offer them a straight swap. They take the Kill Harry. We take Andy Isabella. We'll get more production out of Isabella. What we'll do out of Harry.
But then if the Cardinals are looking to ditch a receiver, why on earth would they want a receiver in return? This would be my follow-up question.
Well, then it'll have to be like a 3-team trade. So we'll send N'Keal Harry somewhere down south, somewhere, Arizona.
And the only other one that sort of, and I know, well, the Niners get linked to all sorts of people. Colts running back Marlon Mack. They've reached a mutual understanding to seek a trade. The Niners running back room has now got healthy. So to me, I don't think that makes sense to me.
Eli Mitchell should start. You got
Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon, McCasey's back as well. So you got a three-headed monster back up.
They stopped selling McCasey's over here about 3 weeks ago, mate.
I said McHasty.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought
you
said
twat.
McHasty
You
from
absolute
McDonald's.
Sorry, I did.
Oh, dear. Carl, it's so easy. Hang on a minute. Let me just throw the line out. Reel you in.
It's 3:00 and I've not even started yet.
I've got a cup of tea, so I'm good.
Yeah, I've got a cup of tea as well. Of course I have. Right. So that's the trade news. So nothing really sort of stands out apart from obviously Deshaun Watson, but that remains to be seen. So let's do some picks. Jeff Wilson Jr. back soon as well, hopefully. So I think we're oversubscribed in the running back room, which is kind of good because I don't think we should start bringing in these players when we don't actually need them. So, right, let's get into picking games. Izzy, we're going to do games now. So if you want to DM me on Twitter your picks as we go, I will put them out there. Panthers versus Giants. Giants are an absolute train wreck. I think they're going to be looking for a new QB very soon. And
wash, rinse, repeat.
I don't get the Giants. Every year you kind of think they're going to maybe do something. And obviously they bought in Daniel Jones and it just hasn't worked out. He was obviously with a different coach last year and they've been banged up a lot this year, but he just hasn't looked very good at all. Panthers, Giants. Carl, what do you think?
Taking Carolina to win this one. I would probably have more trust in Darnold than what I'd have over Daniel Jones at this moment in time. The ironic thing is, though, Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey both came out the same draft. Neither of them are going to be available for this game. Yeah, but I'm going to have to take Carolina in this one. They don't have Stephon Gilmore yet. He's still on the PUP list currently. But I think the Panthers have got more. They've got better of a receiver than I do believe the Giants have. So, yeah, I'm taking Carolina to win this game. I think it'll be a close one, but I think Carolina will still take it.
It's very interesting. And as you know, obviously, looking at the NFL app, it says underneath the game, New York Giants plus 31 points of each of the last 2 games versus Carolina, and they've lost both. Score 31 twice and lose. I mean, that's ridiculous. Freddie.
I think Izzy makes a good point with what she says about the banged up Giants, because they've got so many players, particularly on offense, out, and others that might play today but are clearly not going to be fit. The Panthers are not. I'm not convinced by them either. They went 3-0, then lost McCaffrey and haven't looked the same since. They came back and nearly toppled the Vikings last week, only to lose in overtime. I would take Carolina on this one, but again, I don't think this is going to be cut and dry Panthers by any stretch. This could be a bit of a slogfest.
Thing is, as you say, with Carolina losing Christian McCaffrey, Darnold looked really good first couple of games, and it was like the Jets. Why did you get rid of this guy? Because he looked like the QB they thought they drafted in the beginning. Then they lose McCaffrey, and he's now been exposed. I've got to go Panthers, because I just think the Giants are just so banged up. Did you pick Freddie?
Yeah, I went with Carolina.
What about you, Ryan?
You guys got me over there?
Yeah, we've got you. Go ahead.
Yep.
Hello? I know I'm going to mute myself. Hello?
Yeah, Ryan,
you guys got me?
Yeah, we've got you.
Yep.
Yeah, you're breaking up from me. I must be on a bad signal again, like always. Hate the signal. I do. I hate it. Let me try to come back in okay? I'll try to come back in.
Okay, we'll come back to you. No problem.
All right.
Jets, Patriots, Carl. Now, every so often, let's just do that and then do that. See if that works. Ryan,
there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got you.
I lost you because I had a bad signal where I was at. Yesterday, Nick, I was ready for you because I was home. I told my wife that I didn't want to go to the store or nothing until at least 12 o'clock because that way, Eastern time. And then it would have given me plenty of time to do the show with you in the morning yesterday. That's the reason I was ready for you.
I failed miserably. I do apologize.
Yeah, I got you. It's okay. No problem. To bounce off the Deshaun Watson thing, I don't think nobody's going to bite them for 3 first round picks. I don't think that's going to happen. Isabella, I don't think we're going to go for him at all. And I don't know where he's going to go to even. And Marlon Mack, I don't mind getting him, but I don't think they're going to go for him. Because if Wilson comes back and he's fresh and he's ready, then we'll have our four running back core again. But it all depends how everything goes, of course. And then after that, you just said the first pick was Panthers and the who was it again? Panthers Giants. And who?
Panthers, Giants.
Daniel Jones. I don't know where his head's at. I don't know where Daniel Jones' head's at. I guarantee you they picked him up because he reminds you of Eli Manning. There's no way he reminds you of Eli Manning. I'm sorry to say. He don't remind you of that. To me, he does. To me, I picked it already real easy. Did I freeze?
You've frozen, but we can hear you. So hopefully the video will catch.
Okay. Well, as long as you can still hear me. I got the Panthers. Put it that way. I got the Panthers.
And I will add, I think Daniel Jones is seeing more ghosts than Scooby-Doo on a Halloween special. That's one for the teenagers who don't know who Scooby-Doo is. I remember Scooby-Doo from like the early 70s. Classic.
Oh, yeah, I remember too.
Jets, Patriots, Carl. Every so often,
wonderful.
Either Miami or the Jets screw up the Patriots every couple of years. Not every year.
The Jets don't.
So often.
Miami do. Jets don't.
No,
there's a
Miami are our bogey team. The last time the Jets beat us in Foxborough was in 2008. And that was the season that Tom Brady tore his ACL.
And to put that into context, I'd have been 10 years old.
So to put it into the contest,
and you'd have had hair.
Put it into context. The Jets are going to get their usual annual teabagging at the hands of the Patriots once again. So it's going to be the Patriots to win this.
Now, it says here, and bearing in mind we all know that Tom Terrific isn't there anymore, New England have won 11 straight games against the Jets, right? So, I don't know with Mac Jones. He's played, he's showed up, he has played well and showed up and showed out. I think this could be a coin flip, bearing in mind of how bad you've been and how bad they've been. It could be a 3-point game. I mean, you got 1-4 versus 2-4. So it's not as if it's a 6-0 versus a, I think it could be a lot closer than a lot of people think. Zach Wilson has flashed. He has flashed. So
very occasionally, but
and I've got to go with my guy Robert Saleh. Always, I've got to go with Saleh.
You back in the Jets,
especially against you, Carl. I have to say,
you back in the Jets. You're definitely a lone wolf this week. I think
I'm going for the Jets. And
I'd like to know what
I'll lone wolf.
You're definitely a lone wolf.
I'd like to know what optimistic drugs you are on, please.
I've got the Pats winning this by 3 scores. I don't think it'll be even remotely close. Yeah.
Good boy. See, he's young and he's still learning, but at least he understands what a pick it is. All right.
So, Carl, build your case, and Freddie as well.
Yeah, I'll go on as a neutral. I'll build the case.
Your case is that you think it's okay. A 3-score game. Now, the Jets' defense is starting to become of age and get a bit better, right? And Patriots don't really. It's hard to judge the Patriots because Tom Brady's not there.
Nick, all I need to say is what was the score in the week 2 game between the Jets and the Patriots this season? It was 25-6 to the Patriots at the MetLife. They absolutely decimated them.
Yeah, but the MetLife is a shithole.
Yeah, but the game's in Foxborough. The Jets haven't won there the Jets haven't won there forever. And other than Davis Mills a couple of weeks ago, rookie quarterbacks against Bill Belichick never ever win. Never.
Tom Brady is not there, and this doesn't matter. Why. But it does matter because
not when it comes to the Patriots against the Jets.
Yeah, but the Patriots are 2-4, and there obviously is a reason for that. What's the Okay, why are the Patriots 2-4? Someone tell me. Anyway.
They're losing close games that they should be winning and throwing away. So Miami, for example, that week 1 where so Damian Harris fumbled in the they were in field goal range to win that game.
Stevenson fumbled early on in the game, and Damian Harris fumbled at the worst possible time inside the 10.
The Buccaneers game was another example of a game that they could well have won and didn't quite get over the line.
I'm going to solely put the blame on Belichick for that because he went conservative. He decided to kick the field goal in a 56-yarder in the rain and the wind instead of going for 4th down, 4th and 3. How many times this year have we seen teams go 4th down? So it's like 4th and 1, 4th or 2, 4th and 3. How many times have we seen that this season? I've seen it so many times more than what I've seen in past years. The game's changing, and I think Belichick is just being very conservative about it. I know he's trying to protect Mac Jones, but when Tampa Bay was a prime example. Surely Bill Belichick would have wanted to actually say, Mac, go on, 4th and 3. If you get this, we got a chance of being our old QB here. Conservative play calling, and Josh McDaniels is just screen pass, wash, rinse, repeat all the time on him. I can't bloody stand McDaniels, but The Dallas game is another one. It's a prime example. We were in the thick. We should not have been in the thick of it. Dallas dominated us from start to finish, and yet for somehow strange reason, we were still in this. And again, we were 4 from 3, our own 45-yard line in overtime. What do? Punt the ball. What happened? Dallas went the other end and scored the touchdown. At some point, you've got to put the ball in the quarterback's hands.
Does he trust him enough, do you think?
No.
Is that the main issue?
That's the main issue right now. I think it's trusting a rookie QB to get the job done, and trying to be safe on the play calling. If this team has got any chance of making the playoffs or getting a wild card, you can't be conservative. You have to start going for it. And I just wonder if this game against the Jets is going to be one of those games. This is Jason Garrett. Yeah, thank fuck for that, Izzy. I think, but this game against the Jets, we might just see something a little bit more different. This is a team that can be had. We've beaten them on so many occasions in Foxborough. If we do have a 4th and 1 or a 4th and 2, go for it. And if you fail it, okay, but just make sure your defense holds up.
So I take it then I'm the lone wolf. And
You're the lone
wolf. Ryan
You're the lone wolf.
is completely frozen, like frozen. So hopefully he'll come back. So am I lone wolfing this, Freddie?
You're lone wolfing, yeah.
You're lone wolfing this. Off you go.
Motherfuckers. You two are going to gang up on me, so I fucking do it all the time.
Well, listen.
Plus, you don't want to hear me doing my lone wolf impression. So.
Well, to be honest with you, me and Freddie have done our picks already. So if we do gang up on you, we've already made our picks from Thursday.
You're just going to chop and change, so you stitch me up. I know.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
It's all on the book, so no.
Chiefs, Titans. Derrick Henry went berserk the other day.
Chiefs... I can't actually remember what I said. I think I said. Did I say Chiefs?
No, you said Titans.
I went with the Titans. Okay.
The Chiefs defense could get run over this week because they're not that good, and their offense. Oh, I think. Hang on. Let's see if we can bring. There you go. Look at that. Look, it's HD quality picture. Speak now, quick.
Yeah. I took myself out and brought my. So to get a better signal. So am I good?
You are. Jets, Patriots.
Patriots.
So I lone wolf.
Yeah.
Yep, lone wolf, Nick. Lone wolf, right. Nick. Lone wolf.
I've already done it, but I'll do it again because you weren't in it. Chiefs, Titans. Now, Derrick Henry's starting to warm up like he does every year at this time. I am crapping myself over Christmas because we play the Titans, and I'm worried. We
do too.
He's getting to that point now where he's just going off. If they get into a shootout in this game, is Tannehill going to be able to keep up with Mahomes, or are they going to just run it down their throats? And this is the thing. Everyone says, keep Mahomes and the offense off the field, run it down their throats, do this, do that. But Mahomes needs 2 minutes and they score. Tyreek Hill.
2 plays. Not 2 minutes, 2 plays.
Exactly. So, shootout game. Derrick Henry just rumbles in the third, fourth quarter. I'm actually looking forward to this game.
I don't trust neither of these teams' defenses. Neither. Tennessee can't defend anything. Chiefs can't stop a tumbleweed. This is going to be very high scoring. And it will be, and the biggest question mark on this will be Ryan Tannehill. Because you can't keep relying on Derrick Henry all the time.
They overpaid Tannehill when they gave him that big contract. From what we've seen as a, because I think they have. I honestly think
it's hard to say because he's an above average quarterback being paid above average money. So
with a beast of a running back.
He's got a beast of a running back and some good, really good receivers as well. So it's a tough one to say. Maybe slightly, but then if you want a decent, I mean, an above average quarterback in the NFL is always welcome. But that's a really good question, because it's some people will say yes, some people will say no. I'm gonna get some splinters in my bum and sit on the fence on this one, I think.
You chose the Titans to win this, Freddie.
I did choose the Titans to win this. And to be honest, this is a complete coin flip game. And I'm so glad that the Sky didn't pick this game, because I can watch this on Game Pass, and this is going to be the game I'll be watching in the early game.
Have they not picked
They've gone
game?
with Bengals. They've gone Bengals Ravens for Sky. So this is on Game Pass. So
hallelujah! I don't need to switch my VPN on, so I can watch it.
I shall be watching this one for certain, with Red Zone on another screen. Maybe the F1 as well, but I won't mention that.
Red Zone does my head in. I can't watch it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I think I said that Derrick Henry would run riot on the Chiefs' horrendous defense, and Ryan Tannehill will. I don't know. Is AJ Brown playing? I think they said he was playing. So
I've got him in my fantasy lineup. So yes, he has. AJ Brown is playing.
It's another one who I think could cause some chaos. But then on the other end, the Titans. I've watched the Titans a couple of times this season, and their secondary is appalling. And so Mahomes could absolutely rip them to shreds. This could be 40 points each. It really is going to be a high-scoring thriller.
This could have the makings of a Big 12 game.
Yes.
This could have the makings of a Big 12
game. What you mean. Yeah, absolutely. This could be 45-42.
Derrick Henry, 783 rushing yards, is more than 26 NFL teams have got this year rushing.
He's a borderline. He's a future Hall of Famer.
It's madness.
Because it's not many teams. Hall of Famer, even though he hasn't won the Super Bowl. He is a future Hall of Fame, just as the sheer number of yards and touchdowns that he is absolutely putting up right now.
Well, if you get 2,000 rushing yards in the season like he did last year, you go in the Hall of Fame regardless. So
he'll be catching up with Emmett. He'll be catching up with the likes of Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, I have Titans to win this one in a close thriller.
Okay.
Oh, who did you go for?
What game we got? What game we talking about? I'm sorry.
Chiefs Titans.
I'm going for Titans. I'm going for Derrick Henry.
No.
Oh, this is awkward.
I know. I gotta come back in a minute. I gotta get it back.
I've picked the Chiefs to win this.
Who did you go for, Freddie HD?
I've gone with Tennessee.
Interesting. Carl, how's your lone wolf, boy?
Yeah, it's a chance to stitch up Carl here.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got my... I've stitched myself up. All right, fair enough.
Do you know what? I honestly... This is a hard one to pick. I think Titans late could run all over them. But does Mahomes do Mahomes things early and give them the big enough lead? That's the thing.
So the Titans can't use the running game. They have to do the passing game in order to catch up.
Both defenses, as you said, have been suspect. I think I trust the Titans defense more and Derrick Henry more than I do the Chiefs. And it will be funny because obviously they'll be below 500 and Scott will be trying to hang himself from his thing. Titans.
You're taking the Titans. Oh,
bring it.
Well, I never thought to the day where choosing the Chiefs was a lone wolf.
Wow. Never heard of this
bring
before.
It.
Okay.
Stop. All of the neighbourhood dogs have just rolled over because they just lone wolf. Oh God! Now this is probably one of the most one-sided games that we're going to talk about. Anybody pick WTF versus the Packers?
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Clean sweep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy, if you're watching. You're probably watching the Spurs game. But
I just want to know where the Washington football team's defense has disappeared to. Which
one of the most
because it's
clearly
not the league.
Freddie, it's disappeared. It's disappeared with the other 650,000 emails that they're trying to search through right now. Fuck you, Snyder.
He has one of the biggest comebacks or biggest games of his career. There's the only way that Heineke's going to win this game. If Washington football team wins this, or Washington Redskins, whatever you want to call them, if they win this, it's all because of him, Heineke.
But unfortunately,
I'd like to see a bit more of Antonio Gibson.
Have allowed 31 points per game this season, most in the NFL, and apparently their defense was elite coming in.
Yeah, I know.
FO. Sorry, Andy, if you're watching, but Washington are fucking dog shit. Oh, and talking of dog shit, Falcons Dolphins.
This is a game that really interests me. I nearly thought I'd watch this over the Titans game because it's one that's so 50-50.
Oh, Freddie,
the thing is with this one is...
Are you drinking some, like, magic
mushroom I don't know what was in my tea, but yeah, I think the thing with this game is it's so important for both teams that it might actually be a good game to watch. It's because the Dolphins need to win. They have to win this game. If they lose the game, they can forget the playoffs and they can just go into whatever mode they want ready for next year. The Falcons aren't really in contention anyway, but they need to show some sort of progress from their rubbish season last year. So they need to win this game as well. I think I backed Miami on this one from memory on Thursday, but I can't quite remember. Because they had to win it more than the...
Well, to be fair, the Falcons and the Dolphins game it's the same as the Colts and the 49ers. Both need a win, and one other team's going to be on life support for the rest of the season.
We haven't got to the 49ers yet. Do not mention that team. Do not mention Jimmy Garoppolo. Do not mention anything yet. Thank you very much.
I know.
Hashtag just saying. Both teams in this game rank bottom 5 in scoring defense this season.
So expect it to be high scoring?
I love Matty Ice. As you know, everyone knows I love Matty Ice, but I think he's regressing faster than Big Ben.
Cool, that's a statement.
No. I disagree. Matty Ice was outstanding in the game. Okay,
I think Matt Ryan's been fine, to be honest.
He was playing. Matt Ryan's not the problem in Atlanta. Once again, it's the defense. Washington.
I think Matt Ryan's been okay.
He's now on that steady.
No,
I'm not sure. If you watch the Falcons, you'd see that Ryan's actually playing all right. I
watch the Falcons a lot at 6:00 because of Matt Ryan, and again, he's not much. He is
Matt. Right, listen. Matt Ryan's stats right. Matt Ryan's stats right now, as it currently stands, he's 1,332 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a passer rating of 97.1, which has been his third best since 2016. No.
Next, you're going to bring up PFF because stats mean nothing.
It's not PFF. It's not PFF.
No, stats are fine. PFF are not. So that's
no. But what I'm saying is, you can have all these pretty stats, right? And basically, I mean, you've only got to look at Jimmy G's stats, and they look okay. And he has played like dog shit, right? And
to be fair, one thing I will back you up with, Nick, is that Teddy Bridgewater is much the same. If you look at his stats, so I'm just going to quickly Google them whilst I'm here. So his stats.
Look at you getting on the stats, Freddie. I like it.
I'm a maths.
I've got and he's all over it. Look,
I am a bit of a maths geek, so a bit like I think Carl and I are so similar. That's why we get on. So
Nick's thinking right now. God, I need to take the show back from the nerds.
Yeah, get us.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on a minute. Let me take these fucking geeks out and get some real people. Carry on.
So Teddy Bridgewater's got a 70% completion percentage. He's got 12 touchdowns and 5 interceptions with a 99 rating. So you'd think, oh wow, he's been excellent. You watched the Broncos on Thursday night against the Browns, and they were just
absolutely
so tepid.
awful.
So you are right. The stats don't always back up the performances,
no,
but
they don't. And I don't get why people are so hung up on these stats, because the smell test is watching the games, right? Whether it's highlights, full game, whatever, all 22. And Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves, has been awful. And people now in Denver want my guy Drew Lock to come back in because he has been so awful. That's how bad it is, right? and you know I'm a Drew Lock guy, and he hasn't been good.
No, I've said it once, and I'll say it again. They haven't had a good quarterback since Peyton Manning retired.
You know what my take on Drew Lock was, Nick. So I'm saying nothing.
I still like him. I have to because he's Mizzou. So
well, I had him going above Kyler Murray. So I'm saying nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Freddie, timeout. Go
I know sod all. So
that's all I can say. So Falcons, Dolphins. I don't know. I'm definitely not watching this game. 100%, I'm not watching it, and I love Matt Ryan. I think it's going to be a shootout, high scoring, but I give Matty Ice the edge. I think Tua is going to be another reason why they could trade for Deshaun Watson, if I'm honest. So for me, Falcons. Carl?
Yeah, I'm taking Atlanta to win this as well.
Ryan, who you got? Falcons.
Matt Ryan, Atlanta.
There you go. And Freddie, you picked the same, did you? Or did you go Dolphins?
I went Dolphins. But Izzy's gone Dolphins as well, so no lone wolf. Get in. Get in. Thank you.
Bungles, Ravens. Now, this does have a look of being
a trap
quite
game.
A good game.
Trap. This is a trap game.
5-0. Lamar Jackson is 5-0 against the Bungles. Bungles have all of a sudden reignited themselves. It's
their O-line's holding together just about, and
obviously
Jamar Chase has been unbelievable, but anyone who doubted him was an idiot, because anyone who watched college knew how good Jamar Chase was.
I'm not a college fan, but a couple of weeks ago I watched the Bungles, and Jamar Chase was incredible.
He's an unbelievable receiver,
amazing, and I get that because he's a great, he is a great QB in the making. But Jamar Chase was just different.
However, I'm not sold on the Bengals, particularly their coaching. And one thing from speaking to other Bengals fans, they're not convinced by Zach Taylor at all. And when you're going up against good coaches in the AFC North, and the other teams have got good coaches, so like John Harbaugh, who is a very good coach, always drills that Ravens team well, annoyingly. And Lamar playing as well as he is, I'm taking the Ravens, and I actually think this will be a bit of a blowout. I'm not convinced it's going to be that close.
Do you know what, Freddie? That is a very good point, because you are going up against Harbaugh, and you can see it, but you can see it being a blowout, and the Bungles will be the Bungles. You can see that. But Ravens' defense has been a bit suspect.
Harrison.
Chewbacca, if you want to come in, type in the comments, Chewy, because we haven't done the Niners indie game yet. So, Chewy, if you want to come in, type in the comments, let me in, and I'll send you the email, because I need to lock horns with you, Chewy.
Yeah, we need somebody to keep Nick quiet over Sunday Night Football, so.
Not at all. I'm going to go Bengals. I just think that the Ravens' defense is patchy. Burrow launching it. Jamar Chase, Bengals for me. Carl?
since the Ravens lost in overtime to the Raiders in week 1, they've kicked everyone's ass since. Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore to win this. I think the Bungles will keep it close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to blow out like Freddie has said. I don't think it is. I mean, it's still going to be a close game, but I think the Ravens have just got a bit too much. And I think they can get to Joe Burrow, even though the offensive line, as you said, Freddie, it is holding up. But yeah, the Bungles will bungle at some point. And I think this will be one of those situations where they do it again. So I'm taking the Ravens.
I need to take a sip of drink because somehow I think I'm going to be lone wolfing on this one. Ryan, who you got? Bungles or the Ravens? And he's frozen. Oh, no, he's back. Is he back? I don't know. I think we need to ask, when Ryan actually comes back, we need to ask who his provider is, right? Because we all watch Game Pass and Verizon, T-Mobile, and all those companies say, we've got the best internet, we got the best 5G. Obviously,
what's a 5G?
I actually get 5G in Brighton, remarkably, but you go 2 seconds out of Brighton and it drops. Ryan's back. Ryan.
I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about my signal. I'm going for Lamar and Baltimore.
So,
oh dear.
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Is he what's Izzy gone for?
She took the Bengals, I think.
Bengals, so I think you're safe, Nick.
Oh, I'm safe. Look at that. New Jersey Wi-Fi is trash, especially if it's Optimum, apparently. But in all seriousness, who is your cell phone provider, Ryan? Because we see all of these adverts over here on Game Pass when we're watching the games of how wonderful Verizon, T-Mobile, etc. are on their 5G. So who is your provider?
It's not the provider. It's my phone. Excuse my language. My phone sucks. It does. My phone's about 3 years old.
You need to go to iPhone. That's all I'm saying. Android sucks. Right. Okay. So I didn't lone wolf on that one. That's good.
You're safe.
Lions, Rams.
I went.
Watch this.
I have Nick. I have a confession. I went with the Lions on Carl's previous show.
I wish I could do a GIF of me going.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit, Freddie.
Mostly to play devil's advocate.
You didn't choose Lions.
I definitely went Lions.
No, you didn't.
I said
you didn't, because there was another fixture which you actually flipped the tables over on that one rather than.
Is it not the Lions Rams that I went for the Lions?
Nope. It was the Cardinals Texans.
Oh, that one, right?
So you did go for that.
One of them,
right? I've got the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, I've got the Rams winning this, but it's not going to be a case of if the Rams are going to win. It's going to be a case how much they're going to win by. I think the spread differential is something like minus 15.5.
That's bad.
This is meant to be Matthew Stafford going up against his old team, with Jared Goff going against his old team. If this was in Detroit, I would probably say it might be a little bit more of an interesting game, a little bit more of an intimidating atmosphere. But because it's at SoFi Stadium, the Lions are just going to get ripped to shreds. Yeah. They are well and truly going to get horned by the Rams in this one.
The only thing it says under this game, Goff and Stafford facing former teams. They couldn't even say that the Lions are dog shit and they're going to get dick. The Rams all day long by, I don't know, 21. Because Goff going against Aaron Donald and that defense, forget about it.
I think it might be slightly close, so I'd go 14. 2 scores in it. At least Lions will try and keep it competitive, but they'll be nowhere near, really.
No, they'll be nowhere near. Ryan.
Come on.
Lions or Rams?
Lions or Rams?
I was trying to unmute myself. Sorry. Rams. I got the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, all day long. Now, this is the next game's an interesting one. Eagles, Raiders.
This is an interesting one.
It is indeed.
This is a very interesting game. Obviously, Gruden got binned. And I actually quite liked the game they pitched last week. I thought the coach was really good. Was it we've got rid of that shit bag and we're going to put a new coach in and see how it goes? I'm still not convinced by the Raiders.
I'm not either.
And everyone knows my hatred for the Raiders, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, right? Being a Niners fan, everyone gets that. I think the Eagles have a chance. Slim, but I honestly think they have. If they can keep that Raiders pass rush off of Jalen Hurts, they've got a chance. And that's a big thing. That is a big thing because the Raiders front seven have been really, really good.
Max Crosby leading it as well. Yeah, he's been a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, big up
and
the
he's
Ginger.
Big
up the Ginger. Philly have won the last 3 games versus the Raiders.
Yeah, but they've been playing. But
I can't pick the Raiders. I can't. Hate it. Darren Waller, National Tight Ends Day. Unfortunately, the best.
Is Waller playing? Because I saw something earlier about him being
game time decision. Time decision.
He'll play. Unfortunately, the best tight end in football, George Kittle, isn't playing on National Tight Ends Day.
He would be the best tight end in football if we actually ever saw him.
Yeah, well, exactly. Shut up. I can't pick the Raiders. I can't. I just can't. Eagles.
I very much want I think Cole and I will be the same as we're both we're both wanting AFC wildcard places, so we both want the Eagles to win this. But
yeah, but you also have to be.
I think the Raiders will win this one.
The Raiders are the best.
I mean, if I honestly picked, I would say the Raiders, but I can't because I fucking hate them. So I can't do that. So I'm with you, Freddie. All things being equal, this should be a Raiders win, but I just can't do it.
This will be the game I watch in the later games because there's not a lot of choice. I think this is the best of the four.
Well, I'm going to be getting into my Rupert the Bear pajamas, and I'm only watching the first game because obviously I've got to get up.
What, does it take you 3 hours to get into your pajamas?
No, I'm going to be going to bed. At 8.
That's all I got to fucking say to
that. West Ham won.
Tottenham 0.
Oh well. Yeah, but Tottenham have got the best stadium and the biggest trophy cabinet with fucking cobweb.
Fuck all in it.
We've got more trophies than Spurs.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's saying something. So right, so let's pick it. I'm still going Eagles. Carl,
you're still going Eagles. I'm taking the Raiders. I think that win they had last week with their new coach, it's going to galvanize the team a little bit more. And I think one thing to get away from the Gruden situation is just play your best ball on the field. So yeah, I've got the Raiders winning this. The Eagles are going to make it close because I think Jalen Hurts has been putting up 300 yards now. Like in his last 2 games, I believe, last 2 or 3 games, he put up 300 yards. So Jalen Hurts has been holding his own. But I'm probably going to give it to the Raiders just about.
Do you know what? I'm going to go controversial as per usual. I'm going to say this is going to be the 3rd Raiders home win in overtime this season.
Ooh, that's a bold prediction.
And it looks like I could be a lone wolf, possibly.
Ryan?
It's frozen.
He's frozen again.
Wow. No, I didn't mute myself because I got a lot of background feed.
That's fine.
I think you're going to go lone wolf in this one. I cannot go for the Smeagol's. Sorry, we'll go for Raiders.
Motherfucker.
Oh dear.
Never pick the fucking Raiders.
I do not like the Smeagol's just that much more than the Raiders. Okay, if it was a Seacock game, Seacocks versus the Eagles, I'd be going for the Eagles. I told you that. I can't stand Seacocks. I cannot stand Seacocks at all.
Right. Is anybody going to pick the Texans?
Come on.
Nope.
No, Freddie, no, you can't.
Nope. Not me. Not me.
Freddie, you can't.
I did on Thursday for Carl's preview show. More out of a joke.
No,
more out of a joke.
Change it. You can't.
But I'll stick with it. And the thing is, the Cardinals this season, the two games that they've not been playing that well against have been against the Vikings and the Jags. Two teams who are not that good, but they've struggled to win against. So is this going to be another situation?
The problem
where
is, though, Freddie, the problem is, though, Freddie, the problem is, Freddie, the Dolphins have been struggling pretty much all season long. So are the Jags, but the Jags managed to pip a win over them. I do not 100% think that the Texans are going to go into Arizona and roll them over
with Davis Mills up the boy.
No. He can take his fucking circumcised excuse of a neck and fucking get the hell out of it.
My other reason: Davis Mills played badly against Buffalo, then well against the Patriots, then badly the following week. So it's his week to be good again.
So in other words, you're going on. He was shit. He was all right.
Yeah.
He was shit. He was all right.
And I admit my evidence is completely useless, but I'm back in the Texans.
Excuse me while I go to the hospital because my fucking kidneys have just fallen out.
What was it I had to do on Sunday Night Football when this all goes pear-shaped? I can't
remember. Shot of Tabasco sauce, my friend. You better fucking have it ready.
I better go and find some.
I think you better go to the corner shop, Freddie.
It's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen.
I would love Davis Mills and the Texans to roll the Cardinals. For obvious reasons, right? For obvious reasons.
I mean, I need to come up with a consequence for Carl when it doesn't, well, because you never know what will happen.
I just can't. I'd love the Texans to win because it will pipe down the Cardinal fans who think they run the NFC West and they fucking don't because they've been good this year, but fuck it, Texans.
What is that? Oh my God.
The only reason I'm going for Cardinals, I'll go for Cardinals only because I'll take the loss. I would take the loss if the Texans wins against the Cardinals. I'll take the loss. I will.
I'm not lone wolfing it.
David Mills is gonna just do it. I don't know how he's gonna do it.
He's not.
I know, right? I'm gonna wake up at about 1 a.m. tomorrow, ready for Sunday Night Football, and it'll be like 56-0 or some shit.
How no wolfing this?
But there's just that little just
there's that 0.1% chance that it actually comes together.
Davis Mills, step up, you motherfucker, and light them up. Just for 49ers fans everywhere, because this Cardinal team isn't as good as everyone makes out. They've just been okay. The Niners only just lost to them. Only just. That's all I need to say. Only just.
Here comes Carl to debunk our fantastic and watertight theories.
Look, he's speechless. He's speechless that me and you, Freddie, have gone for Davis Mills.
We have. We're backing our boy. Big neck boy.
You're oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You're basically going with a guy that's got a circumcised penis for a leg. Really?
Yeah, why not?
Is it really?
You've got to expect, as my guy Chewy says, expect the unexpected, and that could happen.
I imagine, Nick, we're both going to get quite roasted later on tonight, but I could be
obviously. But that's what I said. I'm going to wake up at 1 a.m. and it'll be like 56-0, and I'll be like, the fuck? Buccaneers, Bears.
Tampa Bay. Move on.
Hang on, Freddie.
You don't need any more on this. Tampa Bay. This one, no. Sorry.
Bears 3-3. Justin Fields, God love him. TB is 5-1. Now, do I lone wolf this one? Do I lone wolf it? Do I?
Brady's playing. I honestly, and this again, it might be a controversial opinion. I think Brady's playing MVP level at the moment.
Brady is fucking annoying because he's doing now what he did with the Patriots for all those fucking years, and it's annoying.
It is annoying seeing him playing this well at 44, but you can't back against the Buccaneers.
Bears. Justin Fields, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I think you're lone wolfing again, Nick.
Yeah, quite possibly, but I don't care.
Yeah, the items on the menu for today: grilled bear with infused rum on a sword. Give me the Buccaneers on this one.
Ryan.
Okay. Come on. I was trying to wait till I unmute myself. Tom Brady is turning the Buccaneers to the Patriots Part 2.0. That's exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that all the way. So yes, I do have Brady. So Nick, you'll probably be a little more for this one again.
Hang on a minute.
Here we go again.
Justin Fields, don't let me down, motherfucker. Just do something. Show people why you were so good in college. And Tom Brady, fuck you. Fuck Tom Brady. He just does my head in. Right, we got Monday Night Football, and then we're going to talk about the proper game that's going down tonight.
What, the Steelers playing this week?
Shut up. Thank fuck they're not. Oh, by the way, how was that fumble for you, by the way, Freddie?
What's that?
How was the little fumble when your defense actually stepped up and they were great all game? And then good old, I can't think of his name.
TJ Watt? Oh, Geno Smith.
No. That your defense came out to play and hammered the Seahawks, which was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. I love it. It was the best ending ever.
Just need our offense to step up.
He honestly, and let's time out. Your offense is still nowhere near as good as it should be. No. And there's no uptake on last year, yet you fired your offensive coordinator, and there's no difference.
I think it is. I think we are getting better week on week. The O-line is definitely improving, for sure. Big Ben's performances are not. That's pretty obvious. But the Steelers are on bye week, so I'd rather talk about other stuff. So we'll go back to we'll talk Steelers next week. Let's talk about the Saints and the Seahawks.
No, you don't get away with it that easy.
No, honestly, I get it every week. I'm happy talking about the Steelers, but this is not a week to talk about the Steelers because we're on bye week. So I'll let you talk about whatever it is. We'll talk.
Right, okay, let's go Saints Seahawks.
Well, this is pretty straightforward for me. Even though the Saints are the most hit and miss team in the league, they go from losing at home to the Giants to then putting on shows against teams like the Packers and whoever else. So goodness knows what we see. But the Saints defense is pretty good, and Jameis Winston will, whatever Jameis Winston we see, will get the job done. I back the Saints here.
It's interesting, right? Because I'm just reading another stat. It says Seattle, but hang on a minute. Let's go with Russell Wilson. is 11-2 on Monday Night Football under Pete Carroll. Best in the NFL since 2010. I think they're going to be beaten. Of course they are. Seattle, I love it. We've got probably another 4 weeks free of the cornball. And I love it. I want them fucking last in the NFC West by so fucking far they can't come back. I want them down like just I hate Seattle.
I must admit, I quite enjoy watching Seattle when Russell Wilson's playing for them, but
yeah, but he's not fucking playing because little Russie's fucking hurt himself.
Whilst Flat Earth Geno Smith is playing, they're just unwatchable. So yeah,
drinking vino, watching Geno. They are fucking awful. Geno Smith, please play the rest of the season. NFC West, basement team, 2-4 is going to be 2-5.
I didn't realise we'd skipped over to Sunday Night Football.
We're coming. We're coming to Sunday Night Football. I'm saving that.
I thought we were talking about the NFC West's worst team.
Yeah, and who are they? Who 49ers. Are they? No,
or the soon-to-be 4 and 9ers. Hey,
they are. Unfortunately, the Sea Chickens are the worst.
He's trying to keep a straight face.
Worst team in the NFC West are the Seattle Sea Chickens. And it is going to continue. Saints by 4 scores. 4. Gino, kiss my ass. Ryan, what say you?
Come on. Okay. Now, not Seattle. Come on, say it right. Come on. If the Saints can take Seattle's crowd to 12, I just want to call it 12 man. If they could take the Seattle crowd out of this game, Seattle's done. Because they ride off their fans so much. Every single home game, they ride off their home crowd. They do. And Russell Wilson not in there. They're looking for Geno Smith. You see how bad he did last week. Okay? If they can play the defense good against Geno and kill that run game, Seattle ain't got a chance. I'm sorry. You know I got already. You already know I got. And I definitely am looking forward to. I hope Winston lights up the scoreboard. And I was surprised that Nick went for 4 scores because I was probably going to say the same thing. But if they get 5, I'll be happy with maybe a 3-touchdown lead. I'll be happy with that into the 4th quarter. But you know how Pete Carroll is. How he likes to push his offense and get his offense going and stop running the game and keep the passing going like they do with Russell Wilson. So that's one thing you have to be definitely nervous about right there. Yeah, guys.
All I can say is fuck that chewing gum eating motherfucker. They're going down big style. And Jameis Winston is going to light up that defense. It isn't the Legion of Doom. Boom. It's the Legion of Doom because they're going down. Seattle, goodbye. Just cement your little position at the bottom of the NFC West. Be so bad that by the time Russie Wussy comes back, Pete Carroll could have his first losing season in a long time. And it's hilarious. I don't give a shit if Trey's in there, if Jimmy's in there. 49ers keep winning. Seattle keep losing. Oh, dear. What a shame. Seattle, enjoy last place. We are... Carl, did you make your pick? Sorry.
Yeah, I've got the Saints on this one. No Russell Wilson, no W.
So there's no lone wolves, right? Or
No.
did Freddie go for the Sea Chicken?
No, Saints all the way.
Right, we are now on our last
For the first time, no lone wolfing, no lone wolfing this one, right? That's the first one, right?
I think there might be on this next game because, of course, it's Sunday Night Football, game of the week. Watch it on Carl's 2 Feet in Bounds YouTube channel. There you go. Freddie, the posh boy, and Carl will be watching it live on his YouTube channel. I may join in my pajamas because I can, and I'm like the Manning brothers doing my thing, so I may join. 49ers, Colts, 2-4 versus 2-3. Must-win game for the Niners. Carl, choose.
Yep, this is going to be an interesting one. Two teams, both have playoff aspirations, but they also know they are one game away. A loss would set them back hugely. Colts are well behind Titans in the AFC South. And the 49ers right now are trying to play catch up with the Cardinals and the Rams. And considering all the picks that we've made so far, so say if the Rams and the Cardinals do get their wins, this really for the 49ers is a must-win game. Because I don't think you can fall any further back than what the record suggests. I mean, you're only 2-3. So you've had your bye. So let's just see what happens. The Colts they've been disappointing to say the least. They managed to come off a win last week, but it was against the Houston Texans. Everyone's been beating the Houston Texans. So I don't know how much I can trust Carson Wentz. Obviously, we know T.Y. Hilton is going to be out for this game, but they have still got some good talents at receiver. They have still got Michael Pittman Jr. They've still got Pascal, unless he's out injured. They've got tight end Mo Alley Cox. And they still have the running game as well, and Jonathan Taylor. That's going to be huge importance for the 49ers D to stop the running game, because Jonathan Taylor, once he gets going, he's quite hard to try and stop. The 49ers, on the other hand, Garoppolo is starting. No Trey Lance. So I don't want none of this bitching and moaning about Trey Lance as starting, because Jimmy G is starting. I personally think for the Niners, obviously getting McCasey back is huge in the running game, because now you can have a double tandem between him and Elijah Mitchell. Did you say, Nick, that Kittle is out for this game?
Oh, yes, Kittle is definitely out.
So that means the tight end situation is going to be on Ross Dwelly, probably more than anything.
Yeah, but to be fair, Dwelly is a good catching tight end who goes under the radar, but he's not a blocking tight end, and that could be an issue.
Yep.
And
so the 12-man personnel you might not be able to do.
No. You've said Jimmy G starting. I love it. Sorry, I do.
That's fine.
I think it's hilarious because only from the fact that everyone has bought into Trey Lance, and he's obviously not ready. Otherwise, he'd be starting. He would be the starting QB. And the amount of the amount of shit on Twitter about Lance versus Garoppolo and this versus that and him versus him and this, that, and the other. I'll give my takes in a minute. But it's a winnable game for the Niners. As you say, their run defense has not been great. And that's the issue.
That's the disappointing
bit.
If
they get that running game going, we could be in trouble. That, I think, is probably the biggest issue. But, Carl, who are you picking?
Taking the Niners.
I was going to say, you already knew that you were on me and Ryan were obviously picking the Niners.
I knew you would pick the Niners. So, but this is going to be I think this has the makings of a very, very tight and very close game. Both teams know that if they make any bad mistakes, it could cost them, not just cost them a win, but cost them a shot at the playoffs, especially in the Colts situation, because if they lose, they are well back then behind the Titans. The only thing that will soften the blow for the Colts loss against the Niners is if the Chiefs beat the Titans. That'll be the only thing that will soften the blow. The only way that will soften the blow for the 49ers is if the Cardinals fucking lay the biggest of eggs we've ever seen against the Houston Texans. Shut up, Freddie. You're having your hot sauce, mate. I don't care. And obviously,
Mills, let's go.
And Jared Goff turns into fucking Joe Montana and just destroys the Rams.
That's the goof meister with Joe. Never gonna happen.
So you can see where I'm coming from, but I'm taking the Niners. Just about.
Freddie.
I'm about to ruin this week because I'm labeling this one as my game of the week. And the last time I did this was the Panthers Saints game, and it was utter rubbish. So
don't you dare put any bad fucking.
So I've labeled this one as my game of the week. I think it's absolutely perfectly poised because both teams have 3 losses. Both teams are starting to fall away behind the divisional leaders in Tennessee and the Rams and Cardinals in the NFC West. And this game is just so important for both teams that I don't think it'll be particularly high scoring. I think there'll be a lot of run game involved for both teams, so the clock will get eaten into. But I can see this being extremely tight, extremely nervous. We could be here a very long time if this goes on into overtime, which is very possible.
I don't want to go this to overtime, thanks. Not with my fucking timing.
Oh, got to get up.
The last 2 Sunday night footballs.
Work in the morning.
The last 2 Sunday night footballs. 2 weeks ago, we had the Chiefs game with an hour delay because of the weather, and last week's went to overtime. So goodness knows what we're going to get this week. I think I will go with the Niners on this one, purely because this is a game where they need to win this more than I think the Colts do. I think both teams are very evenly matched. I love Jonathan Taylor and I love the Colts run game. Their defense isn't quite to the standard that they were last year just yet. I want to see the likes of Darius Leonard cause some carnage, but the pass rush, as Harrison's pointed out, hasn't quite been at the standard that I was expecting from the Colts this season. And therefore, I think the Niners will exploit that. It's a tight game, and with no Kittle, that doesn't help the Niners. But I'm backing them at home to win this game.
Ryan, now if you pick against the Niners, you'll never come on this show again.
Nick, you know I love this show. You know I love being on here with you guys. You know I love it. Okay. Where is it at? Where is it at? I can't reach it. Here it is, right there.
Always faithful.
Like I always do, every week. But I'm gonna go a little rant. If I'm allowed to. Am I allowed to go a little rant? Am I allowed to?
Yeah, go
please.
On.
The floor is yours.
Jimmy G has to play like he did back in 2017. Okay? He has to play like that. He just took off a whole week. I don't know because of his strain they had, or it was because they wanted to see what Lance can do, and they brought him in that one game, and then Jimmy G was out because of his sprain. I don't know if it was for real or not. Who knows if it was a for real thing? Because he was standing on the sideline after halftime, after they took him out. He wasn't in the locker room trying to ice it up or whatever, stay off of it. He was standing up. So Jimmy G, all I gotta say to you is come out there, balls out, does his thing, laser them balls. To my language. Run game has to go. I hope to God we have Sermon, Mitchell, Hasty. I know we don't have Wilson yet. We won't have him in for another couple weeks probably. So that 3-headed monster, I hope we do something good with them. Hope we do. And without Kittle, I don't know who's going to open up the offense better, but I hope they do a lot of sweeps with Debo. Ayuk, I hope they bring him in here somehow. Sanu makes me nervous. Because every time they throw him a ball, it's either Jimmy G's fault by throwing it over Saleh's head or it's out of his reach. And that catch that Ayuk did with Trey Lance, that was an awesome catch. It was an awesome catch. It was unbelievable. I thought it was incomplete. When I first saw it, I thought it was incomplete. So after that catch and the way that things are going with their wide receivers and trying to bring in more guys like Hendricks, I don't know why they signed him for if they released him next day. I don't understand what's going on with Kyle's head. And like everybody said, they don't believe what Kyle says anymore. Me either. I don't believe me either. So you know me. I'm definitely going for the 49ers all the way. And I'm hoping the score, I'm not gonna say digital score, but I'm going to say maybe they have to score first. They have to in this game. They have to. I don't want a field goal. Not against the Colts. Not against Wentz. Because you know what Wentz did to us last year with the Eagles. Okay? You know you did with us against the Eagles last year. And we had the pandemic. There are no fans in stands, no nothing. So we have to, the crowd, faithful, you got to be loud. Use your power from your crowd and put it into this organization, the team, while you're on that field, and let's go. Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead. I can't go any further. Sorry.
That's fine.
If I didn't have a loose wheel on my chair, I was going to do a Chris Collingsworth slide into the picture when our mic is but I can't because I'll probably end up smashing shit and hurting myself. So I'm
Get ready for a Freddie special later on.
Oh, good God.
San Francisco 49ers, Indianapolis Colts. We got rid of Debo, and there was a reason we got rid of him. And it was money. It was not producing. Who knows? Defoe has not done it this year. He hasn't. Jimmy G is the king of getting the ball out early. Slants, behind the line stuff. We all know, right? Jimmy G isn't a great QB. He's not. From what I saw from Lance in a game and a half, he's not ready. He isn't ready. I don't give a shit what anyone fucking says. You can flame me, you can block me, you can do whatever you like. Lance is not ready yet. He isn't. I watched some of his throws and they're wobbly as fuck. And, you know, great players make great plays. And Trey, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. You could be. You could be there. But at the moment, Jimmy G's got the reins. And we've got to go with what Shanahan thinks. And I don't believe Shanahan for a fucking minute. I don't believe Shanahan. I don't believe the GM. And the amount of shit that's coming out is just quite frankly ridiculous. One person says one thing and then someone goes on and says another thing. I trust Jimmy G to win this game. It may not be pretty. We may rely on the run, but I'd rather hand the ball off 50 times and Jimmy throws once and we get 35 points because we dominate up front. I'd much rather, I don't care. I don't care whether we hand it off once or we hand it off 50. I don't care. I just want to win the game. And, you know, everyone, DeForest Buckner, we should never let him go on and blah, blah, blah. But Aaron Donald does nothing against the Niners. Nothing. And I don't think Buckner is going to do anything this week. I expect the ball to come out fast. I expect the ball to come out quick. I expect us to dominate in the run game. The defense will step up. I'm a homer. I know I'm a homer, and please don't. Oh, you want the Niners to win? Of course you do. 35-17 Niners.
Ooh, that's a huge.
Because Jimmy G knows that he needs to step his shit up. He knows that now. You know, and he's well, fuck's sake. Was he injured? Wasn't he injured? Was Lance injured? Wasn't he injured? And this.
But then on the flip side, the Colts also are in a very similar boat in that they need to step it up as well.
But
and they're going to have to come in and win this game.
The Niners have got the where to do it. I honestly don't think the Colts do, because Buckner has been nowhere, and they've paid him a lot of money, and the Niners didn't. And there's a reason why, because we needed to sign 3 players for that one. And have we missed him? Probably not.
The one thing I will say about the Colts is that the game against the Ravens a couple of weeks ago, to those who watched it or have seen back, they utterly dominated that game and then fell apart in the fourth quarter. So they are very capable of putting on a big performance against a good team in big conditions, but there's something missing, and there's something missing with the Niners as well, which is why this game is it's very 50-50.
It's definitely, it's intriguing. It is intriguing, and I'm always going to be a homer, guys. You know that.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about the Colts.
Although I am a bit disappointed that Harrison's the lone wolf here, and we can't hear his howling impression.
Yeah, unfortunately, Chewy is just being in the comments, and he won't come on. Buckner has been fantastic. He don't get a lot of action because we only ever rush 4. It's very evenly matched. Nah. This defense is going to eat Carson Wentz. But this is the preview. Why is he saying I'm coming on?
Unless he's referring to the live show that we're doing. As I said, we had the first half an hour to dissect it all, and then we crack into them. Then we have the actual game.
Yeah, well, itself. I can't because I'm going to be.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So
I'm going to be in my Rupert the Bear pajamas, and as much as I'd love.
Oh, Harrison's just said it.
Oh, yeah. Great! So it's going to be with us. Ideal.
So he's going to be on 2 feet and bounds at 12:50 a.m. BST. So yeah.
So can you make sure you put up some? Oh, hang on, I've got some shit just appeared. Can you make sure you put up some Chewbacca gifts just for because I'm sure he's still Chewy, and he'll be chewing on this when the Niners kick their ass. There's some great games this week, guys. Some really good games.
I don't know. I think this week's quite bad, to be honest, for the usual weeks. Yeah, and there's not.
Put it this way:
for the 6 p.m. games,
Freddie. Put it this way, Freddie. The accumulator. I always do a long list accumulator for all these NFL games. An 11-fold I've got. I never ever put my team on an accumulator. Never ever do that. All them come through.
What my bets are. Hang on.
It's a £3 ACCA. And I get 180 back. That is low compared to what you get in recent times.
To be honest, that's pretty shit. I'll tell you what I've gone for. I've gone for a 4-fold. I've gone for Kansas City to win.
Yep.
I've gone for.
Bearing in mind you just went for Tennessee in the preview here, but yeah.
Yeah, I've gone for New England. Yeah, but.
New England to win. That's what you went for the Jets.
Shut up, Freddie.
You went for New England and you went for the Jets on this. That's 2 for 2. You've gone
well
for the opposite.
Well done. You've just convoluted yourself there.
What's the next one that you haven't gone for?
It's my show and I can do what I want. Right? Let's just make that straight. If I want to bet money, I can do it. I've gone for the Green Bay win. and I've gone for LA. And the odds are I put a $5 on because I'm big style, obviously, and I can get 25 quid back.
My good Lord.
The thing is, this week is that there are a lot of blowout type games that you think will be like New England, Houston losing to Arizona,
Rams,
maybe Rams against the
thing is, it's
Lions.
This week there is a lot of trap games, coin flips, any given Sunday game.
One of those there will be a surprise. There always is, and the others will just be
not going to be Indianapolis versus the Niners. That is not going to be a surprise.
I think Ravens Bengals. That is all the makers of a trap game.
That is a very good call, Carl, because that is one of the games that you can watch and think, do you know what? It's going to be a blowout, and all of a sudden, the Bungles actually become the Bengals. And I like that game. But is that the one that's on? What's the 6 o'clock Sky game?
So the Sky games are Bengals, Ravens, and then they've got Bears, Buccaneers for the later game.
Well, obviously, I'll be tucked up in bed for the late game, but I'm going to watch the Chiefs game.
I don't know what to watch. The later games, none of them are that appealing. I'll probably watch the Philly Raiders game because that's or might have a bit of Davis Mills loving and see if he can do the job. I might watch that for a laugh for a couple of quarters and see what happens.
Keep everything crossed for Davis Mills. That's all you can say, really.
Absolutely. I love Nathan Peterman, so I got to back my my useless backups now and again.
Do you know what? I'll be watching. Really... Sorry, go on, Freddie.
I'll be watching Red Zone trying to get my first win. This time I got John Vernos to beat. So
that's what I was going to actually ask, Carl. Oh. Can you give us an update on the Shank Club NFL fantasy stats?
Well, we had a bit of a debrief on it on Thursday, didn't we?
We did.
So who's winning? Who's losing? Who's the biggest winner? Who's the real schmuck?
Give me 2 minutes.
Whilst I'm giving you 2 minutes,
I love putting Carl on the limb where he has to do something.
Looking at this, look at me playing Ernest Johnson of the Cleveland Browns on Thursday night, and it coming up trump.
Oh no, Freddie, I've got a big one to talk to you about here. Someone on my local league, right? He's a rookie.
Yeah,
he picked up Ernest Johnson, right, for the Browns. Guess who he dropped? Najee Harris.
Oh, you muppet. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Harris is fantasy gold dust. Oh, dear.
He is gold dust. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's all I got.
Dear, oh, dear. I hope you got in there and picked him up immediately.
I was third on the waiver wire, so unfortunately, no. To be fair, the person who picked him up is probably the one who's going to win the league in our local league anyway, and rightly so. He's been pushing really hard the last couple of years, so he deserves to. He deserves to win this one. Right, hang on, I'm almost there now.
Fantasy this week's a complete minefield because so many good players are on bye week. So some of my teams this week are an absolute, they're a joke, really. Because the Chargers are on bye, the Cowboys are on bye, the Steelers are on bye. There's all these teams that have got good fantasy players. So the likes of Harris, Eckler.
You don't have to sit through
Justin
hours
Herbert.
Steelers dog shit football.
No, I've got that next week when we play the Browns.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Hang on. Let me just get myself back on my screen now. That's it. Yeah, you can see me now. Okay. So the standings as follows over on the east side. Tristan Watkins, who's Ruggs Bunny, he sits at the top along with James from the Saints UK Hub. Both are 5-1, so they are in playoff positions at this current state of play. But the West looks very, very closer than usual. Dion already sits at the top in the West, closely followed by Scott, Mr. Smug. He's 4-2 as well. Matt Scott from the EDF Fantasy channel, he is 3-3 right now. Same with Crystal Peachy, and then you got Andy on 2-4 and John V on 1-5. So to be honest with you, the West looks actually a lot closer than what the East does currently.
The East would look fine if you weren't in it.
Yeah, well, shit happens.
Love you, Carl.
Yep, shit happens. So yeah, so really, really bad for me. Season stats, obviously, Tristan has got more. So all the points, so he's all the points scored. So Tristan 837, he's got the most points scored. Then it goes to Dion, then James, then Josh, who's Bristol Brady Gaga, sitting in third place, I believe, in the eastern side. Scott, although he sits second, he hasn't scored that much, but yet he still continuously wins. This is what happens when you're so spawny. And then obviously further down the bottom, you got Matthew Scott, you got Freddie, you're sitting in seventh, so you're middle of the pack and with scoring.
I'm doing my own team. I'm very much the Steelers, 3 and 3, and pretty average and pointless.
What's Canterbury Posh Blokes?
Canterbury's the village I live in, and Posh Blokes was
obviously you are
the nickname you've given me. So
right, you are the poshest person ever on the Shank Club. Who's at the very bottom? Is that you, Carl?
That is Mr. Carl. Yeah.
Was that rhetorical?
No, honestly, because I don't follow fantasy, as you know.
Yes, that is me.
With his 0-6 record, yeah.
With me 0-6 record, just like the Detroit Lions. Yeah. I get the gist.
And then you've got John V, Trey Error.
Breezy just above.
Breezy, just wannabe Breezy. And then you've got, Andy, forget about it, because WTF, what the fuck.
He's playing like his team as well.
Peachy, then the Posh Blokes. Do your job. I don't know who that is.
Matthew Scott. He's from the EDF Fantasy League, who I go on a weekday basis.
Casey Smug Arseholes. We all know that's fucking Mr. Smug, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Bristol Brady Gaga. Who's that?
Josh Dolman. He's the Miami Dolphins UK Twitter handler.
Okay. Yep. Chester. Don't know.
That's James from the Saints UK Hub. We've had on his show on numerous occasions.
Phoenix Niner Gang, obviously. Dion
and Tristan. You've not had him on this show before, but I've known Tristan for like the last year through the 4th and Inches podcast.
I still don't get. I can't. I still don't get fantasy. I wish I did, but I don't understand it.
It's pretty straightforward, but I can't do it. I can't talk to you via live stream on this. So
I may do it next year and be a complete fucking doofus. But
I'll talk to you off camera and we'll discuss it. We'll talk to you off camera. We'll discuss it. Okay?
You might be a doofus, but you'll still win more than Carl. So
fuck you,
Freddie. Bring in the fire. I love it. So
flag, taunting. Fuck off.
For the early 6 p.m. games, what are we watching? And don't say Red Zone, because I fucking hate Scott Hansen.
I will have Red Zone on, but I'll be watching Titans Chiefs.
I will have Red Zone on, but I'm having Red Zone on. But since my team is playing, I'm be watching the Patriots Jets on my phone.
Isn't it bizarre how, for some reason, the Titans game isn't the game of the week at 6 p.m. today? Do you not think so?
But then the Bengals Ravens should be quite a good game as well. So I can see why Sky did it, and it's a divisional game. So between the two top teams in our division. So
it's a weird
fair
one
enough.
For me. I would have thought they would have picked the Titans versus the Chiefs all day long.
I do too, but then I can understand their pick, so it's fair enough.
And I think we got Ryan back in his house with actual Wi-Fi.
Come on. My Wi-Fi. There you go. I'm back.
Hey.
Wi-Fi is amazing. How you doing?
Wi-Fi
sorry about that.
And I struggle.
Nick, when I'm on the road, it's really bad. Yes. You guys look great, man. You guys look great. You look great.
Well, we try. We try. Not very good, but we try.
You got me or no? You still got me?
Yeah, we got you. What's your game of the apart from obviously the Niners? What's your game of the week this week?
Mine?
Yes.
Ooh. My game of the week of losing or my game of the week to winning?
No, just what if, because obviously we get 2 games before the Niners play today. So if you were going to watch an early slate,
I was the big Niners.
I am really looking forward to the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I can't believe I can watch it without putting a VPN on and it being delayed, because that annoys the shit out of me over here. And that's the only problem with Sky, and I love Sky. I don't watch Sky. I can't because I don't like Reynolds. Sorry, but I don't. And I don't like Hanson on Red Zone. So I'm a organic guy that has to watch the full game. But I'm so pleased that I can watch a full game without a VPN and watch the Chiefs.
Freddie can't keep a straight face.
Huh?
I love my old school nursery rhymes.
Trying to.
I love a bit of old school nursery rhymes. So.
Again, Ryan, I've had to mute you because I can't do 1, 2, coming for you, 3, 4, we're at the door, or whatever that was some horror movie, right?
Give it a couple of years, Nick, and I'll have so little hair left. I will be Humpty Dumpty.
You actually could look like that Halloween dude without the mask on. In fact, take your fucking mask off, Freddie.
That's right. Next week I'll be in my element. I won't need to dress up or anything.
Yeah, exactly. You can just go out and scare the fuck out of people, right?
And
you can go on the streets of Plymouth and scare people.
No, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I can literally just walk out into a field and scare people.
Well, all you need to do is throw your hat up, and I've still got that background. I am going to get it on. Yeah.
You're going to pick the most convenient moment to show off.
I love your mum, because she was there at that clutch moment of
she is. She is.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Thing is, I may have that. Is it next year? Year after, when my stepdaughter graduates. But I don't think me and her are going to be in a picture with her going, Whee! And I'll be going.
No.
But she's doing well. It's really weird. And obviously you went to university, and how was your university thing through the pandemic?
Awful. It's really not for me at all. It was just like this. We sat here online constantly, not really getting any sort of contact with people. I mean, I love this and I love talking to you guys, but how much more fun would it be spending as we've said earlier in the week, how much fun would it be being in London together with a few pints, enjoying each other's company? So
we'd kill each other, Freddie. Shut up.
Oh yeah, I'd kill you for sure, but
but my thing, right? And obviously, you were at university and stuff. Were you local to where you were going? As in, was it quite close to where you were?
Yeah, well, it was Plymouth University, which is
right.
To me, it's the other side. I don't live in Plymouth. I live about 80, 90 miles away. So it's not that far away for me to get to. So I can get there in a day, but
because my stepdaughter is in Loughborough.
Yeah.
Or she still is. So I'm, for whatever reason, Brighton, close to Brighton.
Yeah.
And last year, her first year was hell. Because you had the pandemic, you had, you can't do this, you can't do that. And she came home quite early when they let her go. And she's gone back this year, and she's in a really good setting and she's making lots of friends, and it's not all virtual. And
yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, exactly. And that was what I was saying. You're obviously. Did you get halls, or were you living in somewhere, or
in my first year I was, yeah, but then afterwards I was living elsewhere.
So obviously, because the first year you go in, and then the second year you're supposed to then get private accommodation with all your friends or whoever. And she's obviously now in her second year with halls, because last year was a complete fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
But she seems to have hit upon some really nice people. And it's kind of hard for her now, because she's then only going to have another year next year.
Yeah.
Not being in that situation.
And that final year, you tend to be more towards your work than your social side as well, because you want to get that degree. Whereas the first year or two, you're less.
Freddie.
You're less. Yeah, you're less serious about your uni life in your first couple of years. That's just a fact of life.
Students love going on the piss. Let's not get
in the first couple of years, yes, but that final year you do tend to be less so, because if you've got a dissertation or you've got plenty of work to get towards, you do tend to be a little bit more.
And
focused.
The funny thing is, right, because she's not a drinker, she doesn't smoke.
No.
She is a bit of a geek, and she's got in this year. Yeah, she'd like you, but she's got in with a really nice crowd. And I mean, again, you were quite close to where you went to, but last year she was, I want to come home, I've had enough, I can't do it, I can't do this, COVID, blah, blah, blah. And she managed to stick it out. And this year it's totally different.
Yeah.
Forgetting COVID, she's got in with the right sort of crowd, and they go out, they go singing, they do. And it's amazing how she has changed, transformed.
That is 95% uni life. If you surround yourself with good people, you'll love uni. It's as simple as that.
And it's amazing, because every night we were getting calls. I want to come home. I've had enough. Yeah. I don't want to do this. And we're like, well, no, actually, you have to stay there, because this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But this year is totally different. She's got on with the right people, and it's scary how she's going out to parties. She's going out with friends. She's doing, and that means a lot to a lot of people. And it's weird, because I never thought I'd be in this position now where we don't say, you're staying there. I'm not coming to get you. You are staying there. And she wants to be there, and it's great.
My brother's at uni in Bristol, and it was his first year last year as well. And I think for me, because I was a final year last year, it was not a problem, because most of the time I had plenty of work to do. I've done all the social stuff. So for the first years in particular, I think last year was particularly rough. So good on her for getting out there now and loving life and surrounding themselves with lovely people, because you do that, you'll be fine.
The great thing is she's not under my feet. That's the best thing out of all of this.
I don't think anyone wants that, Nick.
if anyone has had children
you guys
that are at higher university stuff,
UK, hear me, Nick?
Yeah.
You guys got you guys got stuff inside. Can you hear me or no?
50-50.
Hello?
Up and down.
Oh my God.
Up and down.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You got me now or no?
Yeah, go for it. We got you at the second. Go for it.
Do you guys still do the self in UK? You guys still got to do the self distancing, or you guys are open all your diners and stuff now?
No, we are still. A lot of places are social distancing, wearing masks inside. Yeah, so it's still sort of up in the air, really. And I don't know what sort of. I always wear a mask. If I go into a store, I wear a mask. I went to a soccer game yesterday, Man City Brighton, and they make a big thing of COVID passports and wearing masks. I never got asked once where my passport was and why I wasn't wearing a mask. And that really fucking pissed me off. I have to say. Freddie, you've been obviously to the mecca of Southwest football. Do they check your COVID passports and stuff?
No, we were fine. And actually, they didn't. Interestingly, they didn't check any COVID passports for me at Tottenham either. I don't know if that was the same for Carl, but
nope,
we got straight in. So
nope, I got straight in as well.
To me, is wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think I had it already, but no checks at all. So, on a different note, have you seen who the Giants receivers? So Sterling Shepard is out. Barkley's out, Galladay's out, Tony's out. So their available receivers are Darius Slayton, John Ross, and then Colin Johnson, Dante Pettis, and David Sills.
Well,
Dante Pettis.
With Daniel Jones at quarterback.
Unfortunately, I couldn't get there. I just couldn't get a flight because they asked me if I'd go there, but I just couldn't get a flight. So...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play receiver for the Giants anyway. So
no, exactly. Especially if Daniel Jones is fucking throwing it to you. Okay, guys. So we're going to come to the end now. Let's have some final thoughts. Carl, apart from your green screen not working and it all going to shit, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, it can go off once in a while. It's fine. It's not an issue. It just makes it a little more easier. Nope. I hope my Patriots get a win over the Jets today. Well, we should get a win over the Jets today, hopefully. And I'm just looking forward to doing this Sunday night watch on for the 49ers Colts game. Should be a very, very intriguing game. And please, if anybody who's watching that wants to have their say, or wants to have their reaction, or just talk ball, hit us up on Twitter. Contact me in my direct message, and we will get you on for your segment. And obviously, Freddie will be down below. He'll be co-hosting with me as well. And please, Freddie, can we actually synchronize each other this time round, please? We can't be seconds out from each other because it's just going to look fucking weird. I'll try. I don't know about my dodgy internet, but we'll try and keep it synchronized if we possibly can. So. It's a pause button. It's a pause button. You hit the pause button, and I say go, then you hit play, and then we're there. We're synchronized.
Carl,
how hard is that?
Send me the link on Twitter DM, and I will, if I can, I will join. I have to be very quiet because obviously I've got people asleep upstairs, and if the Niners are going berserk, that's going to be very difficult. It'd be quite nice to have some other neutral fans watching, and not just Carl and I. I value complete neutrals. But... So hopefully, send me the DM when you set it up, and hopefully I'll come in. I would quite like to see Nick get an ass kicking for waking his family up. That would be quite good entertainment for our. That would get the views in. If you need some. Can I just say, Freddie, fuck you, Ryan. Final thoughts. Go ahead.
You asked me earlier about my games, and I couldn't answer you right away. Again, all the games, I'm really hoping the Chiefs lose. That's definitely number one, because I want them to be lower than us. Because what happened in that Super Bowl, and I'm still living in the Super Bowl. Yes, I hate the Chiefs. I don't like Chiefs. So even though Andy Reid's on it, and the other one is the Seahawks. hope Seahawks lose. So, Monday Night Football. And all I say is, if anybody's watching this or watching later on, just remember, you're a Niner fan, you gotta love this team, no matter how it comes out. I mean, I know there's a Patriot fan here, you know, and my wife's a Patriots fan, Carl. My wife loves Boston, and she was a wreck when Boston Red Sox lost. So
I can imagine.
And
but when you have 21 strikes, and I get 3 grand slams, and then all of a sudden in your next 2 games you just can't hit. You die down.
You die down.
And there was a decision in game 4, an umpire decision in game 4, which kind of completely fucked up the game from that minute on for the Red Sox. But I digress. Anyway.
Yeah. It's okay, man. I'll be going for the Patriots. I'm going for my wife's team, so I'm sorry if I keep on cutting you guys out every time I talk. I know I'm delayed badly on this computer. Even on the computer, I'm delayed somehow. Probably because my computer sucks too. But like I was going to say, I love this team.
Horizon 5G. This is T-Mobile 5G. We have coverage over USA. The fuck out of here.
I love this team. I love the organization. I love the history. I'm just hoping to God we turn this season to something. I'm hoping we at least make the wild card. Because we can't just go in this season not play hard enough and try to do something to make us better than last year. Last year was a train wreck. That COVID stuff hit us real bad, and we had 42, 44 guys out in injury and COVID. So it was a mess last year. I just want the team to. I don't care. I don't have a number one guy on this team. I don't. I love the team. The team alone is what makes this whole organization a perfect thing. It's not like a puzzle. It's a loving thing about the organization. And if all fans out there, if you love your team, you love the Niners like I do, hey, you just got to ride it out. I hope to God we at least make the play. At least I'm sounding like one coach make the playoffs, but at least make the wild card.
But the good thing is,
we just got to play and see what happens.
Good thing is, Ryan, we're not the Seahawks.
Yeah, good. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And we ain't sipping on vino watching.
Yeah.
Seahawks take.
That's true. That's so true. And do you believe? I'm sorry. No.
Go on.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying.
Do you believe
Seahawks have had such a great however many years because Rusty has been there. He's not there now. And you're fucking seeing what we suffered at the Niners for a couple of years. Seahawks, eat this, enjoy it. And you will be, by week 10, 3 games out of the Niners.
And the worst thing for the Seahawks is their first round pick is with the Jets. So they can't even tank properly because they won't win. They don't gain anything.
They become the Iowa Senators. They could become the Iowa Senators.
I love the fact that the Seahawks are in the fucking tank. Seahawks, fuck you. Fuck Russell Wilson. We are going to get out of here. Don't forget, tonight, watch along with 2 Feet in Bounds on YouTube and the Posh Boy. Week 7, Colts at Niners. 1:20 tomorrow morning.
Niners
in the UK. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Ryan. This is a day late Shank Club NFL. And as ever, fuck the Seahawks. We are out. Good night, everyone.
Fuck the Seahawks.
Fuck them.
Let's go faithful.
Good night, Vienna. We are done.